हेलो बच्चों, मैं राघवेंद्र यादव आज आप लोगों को पढ़ाने वाला हूँ क्लास 11th अकाउंटेंसी का चैप्टर नंबर 2 जो कि है बेसिक अकाउंटिंग टर्म्स। बच्चों, ये चैप्टर बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है, इसलिए इसे ध्यान से पढ़ना। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो पहले देखते हैं अकाउंटिंग टर्मिनोलॉजी क्या होती है। सो देयर आर सर्टेन बेसिक accounting terms which are daily used in the business world. Before recording the transaction in the book, it is essential to understand these terms as these terms have their specific meaning in accounting. These basic terms are called accounting terminology. So पहला टर्म है business transaction. A business transaction is an economic activity of the business that change its financial position. Whenever any business transaction takes place, it results in the change in the value of some of assets, liability and capital. Second is event. An event is the consequence or result of a transaction. मतलब कि जो इवेंट है वो किसी भी ट्रांजैक्शन का आउटकम या रिजल्ट होता है। थर्ड है अकाउंट. इन एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस द इंडिविजुअल ट्रांजैक्शन ऑफ लाइक नेचर आर रिकॉर्डेड, एडेड एंड सब्ट्रैक्टेड एट वन प्लेस. सच प्लेस इज कस्टमरली termed as an account. Prior to understand the meaning of debit and credit, it is essential to understand the meaning and form of an account. Fourth term is capital. It refers to the amount invested by the proprietor in a business enterprise. Amount may be in the form of cash, goods or assets. It is the amount with the help of which goods and assets are purchased in the business. As such, in order to calculate the amount of capital, all current assets and fixed assets are added up and external liabilities are deducted out of it. कैपिटल निकालने के लिए असेट्स में से लाइबिलिटीज माइनस कर देते हैं तो हमारा कैपिटल आ जाता है. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज ड्राइंग. एनी कैश और वैल्यू ऑफ गुड्स विड्रॉन बाय द ओनर for personal use or any private payment made out of business fund are called drawings. Sixth term is liability. It refers to the amount which the firm owe to outsider, excepting the amount owed to proprietors. In the word of Finney and Miller, liabilities are debts, they are amount owed to creditor. This can be expressed as लाइबिलिटी इक्वल टू असेट्स माइनस कैपिटल. देखिए, जो लाइबिलिटी है वो दो पार्ट में डिवाइड होती है. पहला इंटरनल लाइबिलिटीज़, सेकंड एक्सटर्नल लाइबिलिटीज़. सो इंटरनल लाइबिलिटीज़ all amount which a business entire has to pay to the proprietor or owner are internal liabilities such as capital and accumulated profits. External liabilities are all amount which a business entity has to pay outsiders are known as external liabilities such as creditor, bank overdraft, loan, etc. But liabilities may be further classified into two parts. First, non-current liabilities. Second, current liabilities. So, non-current liabilities, these refers to those liabilities which fall due for payment in a relatively long period, normally after more than 1 year. For example, long-term loan and debentures, etc. And current liabilities refers to those liabilities which are to be paid in near future, normally within 1 year. For example, bank overdraft, bill payment, creditors, etc. Next term is assets. Anything which is in the possession or is the property of a business enterprise, including the amount due to it from other. It is called an asset. In other words, anything which will enable a business enterprise to get cash or a benefit in future is an asset. Thus, cash and bank balance, stock, furniture, machinery, land and building, bill receivable, money owing by debtors, etc. all assets. And assets may be classified into two following categories. First, non-current assets. Second, current assets. Non-current assets. Non-current assets refers to those assets which are held for continued use in the business for the purpose of producing goods and services and are not meant for sale. Example of non-current assets are long-term investment, fixed assets such as land and building, plant and machinery, computer, motor vehicle, furniture, etc. Non-current assets are further classified into two categories: tangible assets and intangible assets. Tangible assets. Tangible assets are those assets which can be seen and touched. In other words, which have a physical existence such as a land, building, plant and machinery, computer, motor vehicle, furniture, stock, cash, etc. Second is intangible assets. Intangible assets are those assets which do not have a physical existence and thus cannot be seen or felt. Example: goodwill, patent, copyright, trademark, etc. Next is current assets. Current assets are those assets which are meant for sale or which are meant would want to convert into cash within 1 year. As such, these assets are also termed as short lived or active assets. For example, debtors are expected to be converted into cash within a reasonable short period. Stock is continuously sold and bill receivable are also converted into cash. Third is fictitious or nominal assets. These are the assets which cannot be realized in cash or no further benefit can be derived from these assets. Such assets include debit balance of PL account and the expenditure not yet written off such as advertisement expenses. Next term is capital receipt and revenue receipt. It is also necessary to make a proper distinction between capital receipt and revenue receipt because the revenue receipts are shown on the credit side of trading and PL account, whereas the capital receipts are shown in the balance sheet either as increase in liabilities or as reduction in the value of assets. देखिए, अगर सिंपल वर्ड्स में कहें, जो कैपिटल रिसिप्ट है वो अगर अमाउंट रिसीव्ड होता है फिक्स असेट्स को बेच के तो उसको कैपिटल रिसिप्ट कहते हैं. बट लेकिन अगर रेवेन्यू रिसिप्ट वो होता है जैसे कि मनी ऑब्टेन फ्रॉम सेल ऑफ गुड्स या इंटरेस्ट एंड डिविडेंड रिसीव्ड, मतलब कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट पे रिसीव होता है उसे हम कहते हैं रेवेन्यू रिसिप्ट. नेक्स्ट टर्म इज एक्सपेंडिचर. Any disbursement of cash or transfer of property or incurring a liability for the purpose of acquiring assets, goods or service is called expenditure. It means that any type of payment for the receipt of a benefit is termed as expenditure. Expenditure may be classified into three categories. First, capital expenditure. Second, revenue expenditure. Third, deferred revenue expenditure. So first, capital expenditure. Any expenditure which is incurred in acquiring or increasing the value of fixed assets is termed as capital expenditure. As such, the amount spent on the purpose or erection of building, plant, furniture, etc. Second is revenue expenditure. Any expenditure the full benefit of which is received during one accounting period is termed as revenue expenditure, such as cost of goods sold, salary, rent, electricity charges, etc. Next, third, deferred revenue expenditure. There are certain expenditure which are revenue in nature, but the benefit of which is likely to be derived over a number of years. Such expenditure are termed as deferred revenue expenditure. The benefit of such an expenditure generally lasts between 3 to 7 years. Next term is expenses. Expenses is the cost incurred in producing and selling the goods and services. Next term is income. Income is different from revenue. Amount received from sale of goods is called revenue and the cost of goods sold is called expenses. Surplus of revenue ओवर एक्सपेंसेस इज कॉल्ड इनकम। देखिए, अगर आपको इनकम निकालना है तो रेवेन्यू में से एक्सपेंस माइनस कर देंगे तो इनकम आ जाएगा। नेक्स्ट टर्म इज प्रॉफिट। इट इज द एक्सेस ऑफ टोटल रेवेन्यू ओवर टोटल एक्सपेंसेस ऑफ ए बिजनेस एंटरप्राइज फॉर एन अकाउंटिंग पीरियड। प्रॉफिट इंक्रीजेज द इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ द ओनर। नेक्स्ट टर्म is gain. It is monetary benefit, profit or advantage resulting from events or transactions which are incidental to business, such as for sale of fixed assets, winning a court case, or appreciation in the value of assets. Next term is loss. The term conveys two different meanings. First, it conveys the result of the business for a period when total expenses exceed the total revenue. Next term is purchase. The term purchase is used only for the purpose of goods in which the benefits deal. In case of a manufacturing concern, goods means acquiring a raw material for the purpose of conversion into finished product and then sales. In case of trading concern, goods are those things which are purchased for resale. Next term is purchase returns. When purchased goods are returned to the supplier, these are known as purchase returns. Such returns are also termed as return outward. देखिए, जो परचेज करते हैं गुड्स, उसमें ज़रूरी नहीं है कि पूरा गुड्स सेल हो जाए, तो जो बचा हुआ गुड्स होता है उसको रिटर्न कर देते हैं और उसे परचेज रिटर्न कहते हैं या रिटर्न आउटवर्ड कहते हैं। नेक्स्ट टर्म इज सेल्स। सेल्स मीन्स ट्रांसफर ऑफ ओनरशिप ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विसेज टू कस्टमर्स फॉर ए प्राइस। नेक्स्ट इज सेल्स रिटर्न। सम कस्टमर माइट return the goods sold to them. These are termed as sales return or return inward. Next term is stock or stock in trade. The term stock includes the value of those goods which are purchased for reselling and which are lying unsold at the end of accounting period. These stock may be of two types: opening stock and closing stock. The term opening stock meaning the value of goods lying unsold at the beginning of the year or accounting period, whereas the closing stock means the value of goods lying unsold at the end of the accounting period. Next term is inventory. In case of a manufacturer, there can be opening and closing inventory of four types. Number 1, inventory of raw material. Second, inventory of work in progress. Third, inventory of finished goods. Fourth, inventory of stock in trade. So देखते हैं inventory of raw material. It includes inventory of raw material purchased for using them in the products manufactured but still lying unused. Second is inventory of work in progress. It is also termed as inventory of partially finished goods. It means goods in semi-finished form. Such goods needs further processing for converting into finished product. Next is inventory for finished goods. It includes the inventory of those goods which have been completely processed and are ready for sale but are lying unsold at the end of the accounting period. Next is inventory of stock in trade. It includes the value of goods which are purchased for reselling. तो आज के लिए बस इतना ही। आगे के टर्म देखने के लिए नेक्स्ट पार्ट को देखें।